He wasn't necessarily super supportive, like, hey son, you got this, because that's not how communist Armenian parents are. But he was also like, wouldn't pressure me into, hey, go be a mechanic or go be a dental hygienist. It was just, okay, I believe you're gonna figure this out. And he gave me enough time and I did. I was a personal trainer, so I get out of school at 18. I failed the American Council on Exercise certification exam 3 times. It was the 4th time that I finally got certified. Again, this was pre-online stuff, right? So it wasn't like you take an online test. I would drive to I think 2 of the tests were at Long Beach State College, like on a Saturday. One of them was at UCLA. First of all, I had dropped out of college after 32 days of going to college because it wasn't for me. So the idea of going to a higher level of education place even on a weekend to take the ACE exam was just nerve-wracking for me. The reality is school wasn't for me. Education system wasn't for me. Ironically, I now spend about 80 to 100,000, maybe a little bit more. Well, probably actually a lot more now that I think about it. Just Genius Network alone is 25,000, and then I usually hired $30,000 to $50,000 of private coaching. Right now, Joel Weldon is a speaking coach that I've hired to help me speak better in public. But anyway, going down a rabbit hole. The point of this is regular education wasn't for me, but my own self-education, I've never stopped. And so I've become the master of influence, persuasion, rapport building, selling from the stage, and I only keep getting better. But I just failed at the certification 3 times. The 4th time I barely passed. I go high-fived myself that I'm a certified trainer, then realized that I still need 2 side jobs to make ends meet, and decided that I'm gonna open up a supplement company. Now by this point, we're talking 1998, 1999, internet's just starting. I've got one of the first online supplement businesses, but there's no Google, so my supplement company failed. Supplements expire, right? So if you can't sell them, they have an expiration date. And so I was that guy. I was like, well, I don't need to eat regular food. I can just eat the protein shakes and the protein bars. But you can only eat so many drink so many protein shakes and so many protein bars. You have to throw them away. And so before you know it, I was evicted and I was living out of my Toyota pickup because I used the last of my rent money to buy more supplements. I think my dad was secretly proud of me because he never pressured me. They were just like, hey, are you okay? Are you doing good? You know, so-and-so is going to pharmacy school. So-and-so's daughter is going to dental hygienist school. Would that benefit you? No, Dad, I'm good. I'm going to figure this out. Okay, and they knew I was up late at night working out of my bedroom on this Toshiba laptop that looked like a giant brick, right? And the battery would die in like 30 minutes. But man, I was trying to figure it out. And my dad, thankfully, had enough foresight to not pressure me about it. He would check in with me like, you know, so-and-so. Armenians especially are this way because they brag about their children. Well, my kid's gonna be a physical therapist. Oh, my kid's gonna be a pharmacist. My kid's gonna be a dental hygienist. And my dad would check in with me, hey, so how's the supplement business? Like, well, you know, no bueno, not good. All right, well, how's the DJ business? Because believe it or not, I actually used to DJ a little bit too. That's not good either. Well, how's it going to Disneyland as a fry cook? I don't like it there, Dad, because they're making me shave my sideburns up because if it's too low, then they get pissed off. Well, what are you doing with your personal training business? Well, that's not working, so I'm also a bouncer at this bar, Dad. But he wasn't necessarily super supportive, like, hey son, you got this, because that's not how communist Armenian parents are. But he was also like, wouldn't pressure me into, hey, go be a mechanic or go be a dental hygienist. It was just, okay, I believe you're gonna figure this out. And he gave me enough time and I did. If you Google the name Oscar Martinez and Disneyland, you'll see that Oscar Martinez, who was my dinner cook. So when I was a busman, he was the dinner cook. When I was a fry cook, he was the dinner cook. He was in charge of the Carnation Cafe, Main Street restaurants. He just retired this week after 60 years of service to Disney. The man is legend, and so he's gonna have his name on one of the windows on the buildings on Main Street. I remember being a doggone fry cook and thinking, man, I'm working at Disneyland, the Magic Kingdom. People, like, I took my friend there to go get a job, and they didn't hire my friend, and they hired me. He goes, hey, while you're here, you don't have a job, why don't you apply? Because your personal training business isn't cutting it. You can work a few hours. And they hired me. So I was so fortunate to get in there when most people couldn't, yet I couldn't wait to leave and just be a personal trainer. There was one time that my dad was like, listen, things aren't working out, now you're living out of your car. Maybe you wanna take on the family business, which he had a tiny little tailor shop in Anaheim, and he was trying to get me to become a tailor. Man, I knew that was not my path. And I remember he was so heartbroken that he couldn't pass the business along to me because the business did get him a house, and it got him a couple of small rental properties over a 30-year period. He raised our family on that little tailor shop. And I said, Dad, I don't want it. I think I've got a different path. I got to figure it out. I know it's in fitness, but apparently just being in shape isn't enough to get clients. I'll figure this out. And thankfully, one of my personal training clients took mercy on me and just started bringing me all these sales tapes, and it changed my life, man.